So here we go. The 2026 Harley Davidsons are about to be announced, or at least some of them, in round one on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. In the teaser video, we see three models, what appears to be a Nightster, a Lowrider ST, and a Street Glide. And if you go through the video frame by frame, you're likely not to see any changes at all. Now, if you look closely at the motor, you can see that we have a new medallion where the timer cover used to be, but it does not say variable valve timing. And I give a shout out to Mike at Riding with the Ozarks. He pointed this out, and he's wondering if we're going to see variable valve timing on the 117 cubic inch. But the medallion doesn't say VVT, so I'm not so sure. I think they just changed it, made it gloss black, and put a logo on it. We get some close-ups of what appears to be a Nightster, and I don't see any changes at all. It looks identical to the current bike. And then we get some Lowrider ST shots, briefly. And again, not seeing any changes here. But in the segment where they feature the Street Glide, I noticed something. They start off really dark, and it's pretty tough to see the bike. But as it advances, it starts to clear up a little bit. And right about here, I started to notice that the handlebars look to be higher off the tank, at least compared to a stock bike at the same angle. They just look like they go higher off the tank. And then there's this bump out on the left-hand side of the handlebar. And I thought initially, is that a mirror? Well, the mirrors are in the fairing on the Street Glide, and that looks to be really attached to the handlebar. And I'm not sure what it is. But as I look at it closer, to me, it looks more like a T-bar setup. And could it be the T-bar setup from the Road Glide ST? Harley's had this handlebar setup a little while for the Road Glide. So if you don't have a Road Glide ST, you can buy this T-bar setup. It's only 6 inches up and it doesn't have any pullback. But would this fit on a Street Glide? Well, according to the parts catalog, it does not fit a Street Glide. But did they find a way to make it fit? Now, it's been very odd to have a Road Glide ST, but not a Street Glide ST. And there's some thoughts as to why there's never been one. I think, first of all, for me, the Street Glide had issues with the fairing design. So with the 23.5s, there was actually a recall. So if you happen to be traveling along on your Street Glide, let's say above 100 miles per hour, the fairing was actually lifting the front and creating a wobble condition. And the fix was to add weight to the front end. And this was supposed to prevent the wobble condition on the Street Glides. But have they solved for that now? And they could put a 121 cubic inch in there and put the handlebars on it and call it a CVO Street Glide ST. We know the dealers got a preview of the 2026 models in the beginning of October, as they had a dealer meeting in Milwaukee with their new CEO. But I've not seen any leaks. All the Instagrams and all the websites for the dealers are not indicating anything about what they saw. So they're doing a good job of keeping the dealers quiet about these new models, unlike some previous years. I've also not seen any posts from Dennis Chung of motorcycle.com. He's usually on top of it and finds the releases of new models, but it's been completely silent thus far. I think Harley's going to have to show us something new with this release. If they just show us carryover models with paint color changes, it's going to be quite the marketing miss, which they're known for. One thing to note is the following day on November 4th is their Q3 earnings call. And I hope that we're going to hear from Artie Starrs for the first time. And maybe we'll get some more hints of what's yet to come with the company. I think many of us are pretty excited about the new direction and what we're hearing thus far. Indian Motorcycle's getting in on the action as well. They're going to release their 2026 models on November 4th, so the following day. They've done this before. Now they're under new ownership, but I don't think we're going to see anything dramatic. They're just following the playbook they'd already had in place. But will we hear anything out of that announcement that's interesting? If you keep up with Harley's website, you may have noticed they've come out with their holiday collection, which is typical for this time of year. It looks like this year we've got a plaid collection going on, and of course we've got the new Biker Santa, and this year a Mrs. Santa featured as well. We also have this year's collectible. It's a free gift if you spend $300 in Harley stuff. And this time, we're getting a Bluetooth speaker. I do tend to fall for these free gifts, and I've collected most of them over the years, but I'm not so sure how much I need a Bluetooth speaker. So round one of the 2026 Harley-Davidson models. Are you excited for what's coming? Do you think I'm right? Are we gonna see a CVO Street Glide ST? Well, it's my guess, and there's not a lot of evidence to support it, but it's been fun digging into it. I really hope you found this information useful, and if you did, you go share it with someone else. But until next time, in the Friction Zone.